Welcome to React.js tutorial series. I am Aruna. So in this tutorial series, I am going to cover with the entire React.js concepts with one application at the end. So let me walk through the course outline first. So here we will be starting with React and then installation steps. What all the new plugins are available to create a React applications, and I will also be showing you what are the steps to create a React application in the previous version, and features of React and comparison with the other JavaScript frameworks like Vue.js and then AngularJS, and what exactly is a component, and what are the other properties like state and props in React, and how do we perform validation in React applications, and what's the differences between state and props, when to go for state and when to use with props, and what is the role of constructor in React application, and the life cycle, component life cycle of React components. So every component when loaded into a React application, it will undergo certain life cycle method we will be discussing in detail. And how do we handle with forms in React? And in React, there is a concept called controlled and uncontrolled events. There are some components can be created which can be controlled by events, and there are certain uncontrolled components which can be handled with directly by DOM itself. We will see in detail. And there is a process called as conditional rendering. When we are going to render the React application, we can render it in by using different operators. Like we can use if condition, we can use ternary operator, we can use many more other methods. And how do we process list, and then how do we process the list of elements by making use of these keys and then reference tags in React application. And there is a concept called as React fragments. It is similar to div tag in HTML. We will be discussing in detail. And the concept called as routing, like when there are multiple components into our application, definitely we need to switch and navigate from one component to the other component. How do we achieve that? What all the different modules are available in routing? So generally in Angular, routing is an inbuilt feature into Angular framework. Coming to in React, it's a library, third-party library. And how do we process CSS formattings for a React application, and then how to achieve animation, and how do we integrate Bootstrap library with React application, how do we process maps and tables in React, and there is another important feature called as higher order components. It's nothing but it is designed to format and configure the other React components. And then the feature called as React context, where we are going to work with the entire application context to provide with the various providers for the application. And then React hooks. There is another important pattern we follow into React called as flux design pattern. So here is it is similar to MVC in Angular, but there is a change in the terminology, and it is going to follow with a standard design pattern to develop the React applications. And there is another library is called as Redux, very important with React. It is a state management framework to develop complex React applications. And then at the end of this React.js, we will be doing with one case study with implementing all these features. Let's get started. So what exactly is a React.js? It's not a framework, it's a JavaScript library provided by Facebook, whereas Angular is by Google. Right? React is not to develop the entire web application, okay? It is to design only the view layer of your application. And it is mainly targeted to develop the single page applications and also mobile applications. Mainly in React.js, we are going to design the reuseful components. And it has a very strong foundation and a large community by Facebook team. And coming to the features of React, mainly here we are going to do with the JSX, JavaScript XML, where instead of writing HTML tags, we will be writing the HTML content similar to that into JSX format. And the other important feature of React, you can say component. So every feature into your application is called as a component. It can be created in multiple ways. There are functional components, there are stateful components, there are stateless components, controlled components, uncontrolled components. We'll be discussing in detail. And here in mainly in React, the thing is there is data flow can be only into unidirectional. Always a parent component can only send the content to a child component. Vice versa is not possible. And here in React, we are going to use with an expressions. The syntax would be curly braces, where we can process with any dynamic values which is affected to a component, to render the state values, to render the property values. We'll be using these expressions. And furthermore, we are going to follow the patterns called the Flux pattern to design a complex React application, and a Redux library to maintain your state of your application in more efficient way. To start learning with React, prerequisites would be like basic knowledge of CSS, JavaScript and HTML5. But in React application development, we are not going to use HTML, but even though we are using JSX, the knowledge of HTML will be an advantage. So preferably, if you can have JavaScript, HTML, CSS, you are good to go with the React JS development. And coming to the building blocks of React application, as I said, the component. What exactly is a component? Every feature in a web page. Suppose if you take a web page where, let's say, sign up is one component, sign in is another component, header is a component, footer is a component, menu is a component, right? So every feature into your application, we will call it as a component. How do we create a component into React application? So we can create a class components, we can create a functional components, we can make a function as a component, we can make a class which can behave like a component. So here we can see the syntax. In the older versions of React, like up to 14 version, the syntax was different. Coming to React 16 and above versions, now we follow the syntax what I am showing here. So we create a class which extends the library component, and then definitely every component should have a render method. So render method is going to render the content which is designed into that particular component. And finally, this component's content is going to be rendered by using your React DOM.render method, and this is the component name, and this we are going to render into our index.js file. That we would be discussing into one hands-on session. And what are the advantages of React? Mainly in React, we are going to use the components again and again, and more readable, because every component we will definitely make modularized way. Every component we create separately, and components data can be changed over a time by using states and properties. And here in React, mainly the advantage is a virtual DOM. So because of this virtual DOM, React applications are 10 times faster than your Angular applications. So whenever there is a change, any change triggered by the end user into React application, it is going to be affected with your component class, and it is going to be rendered very fast because of virtual DOM. So virtual DOM is a tree of components where the React library is going to maintain with, where only the affected nodes of your DOM is getting reloaded, rather loading all the nodes of your web page. That we will be discussing in detail. And coming to React is not a complete MVC application development. It is used only to develop the view layer of your application. And React supports both the client-side and server-side application development. And it can be, as it is not supporting other other modules like model layers and as well as the other controller layers, etc. So it can be integrated with any other framework. And as it is more faster, so it has become more popular and it is used by popular organizations like Apple and Netflix and many more organizations. Coming to props is another feature of React, where so props is used to mainly to communicate the content or any values from parent to child. It supports only one-way communication from parent to child, and it is mainly used for communication between the components, and it is purely immutable, whereas state is always mutable. So state is like it is a modifiable structure for every component. Whenever you wanted to design a component, every component can have some data. The data is called as data. State is like it is updatable, it is mutable. Okay, so it can be modified by using set state method, and we have other methods to process with the state. And coming to JSX, as we were discussing, so it is very similar to HTML as in syntax. So JSX make use of most of the HTML tags, and here we can also add an expressions where a plain HTML cannot add an expression. So that is what we are going to use JSX, which makes your application very faster to render. And if we can compare with the Angular framework, so React is by Facebook team, and whereas Angular was introduced by Google team. So that was in 2010, and this is in 2013, and 2015 officially it is released. And then languages used is JavaScript and HTML and TypeScript in Angular framework. Coming to React, we'll be using with JSX. And here Angular framework is used for complete MVC pattern, whereas React is used only to develop the view layer part. And this React is used for both server side and as well as client side, but Angular is preferably only for client side. In Angular, data binding can be bidirectional, whereas in React it is a unidirectional. In Angular, we will be using the component tree structure, which we call it as a regular DOM. And coming to in React, it is called as a virtual DOM. And coming to the testing part, it supports both integration and unit testing in Angular, whereas in React, as we are going to develop only the components into view layer, so we can perform with unit testing. Coming to in Angular, the advantage is whenever there is dependencies are needed, so it can, as the configuration files are more in Angular, it can automatically manage the dependencies. But here in React, there are some additional tools are needed to manage with the dependencies. Package structure of the application is very strong in React, and coming to Angular, it is the configuration part and the structure of your application is very weak. And routing is a concept in Angular which is inbuilt, whereas in React it is a third-party library. We need to add with the library, routing library, and we need to implement. Performance-wise, Angular is slow because of regular DOM, and it is targeted for single-page application development, and one view can be at a time can be updated. Coming to React, it is very fast. It is also targeted for single page application development, but it supports multiple view update at a time. So that is the reason most of the applications we are migrating from the old JavaScript framework based applications into React. Coming sessions we will be discussing with the installation and then first React application and all the remaining topics with the hands-on examples. That's all for this session. Thank you.